So thank you for coming out on such a cold morning. I really appreciate it, especially when it's for the charity, which is the homeless drive. So this morning's class is not going to be too tough. It's going to be a class based around gratitude. So at this time of the year, I think, we look back and we will have had challenges during the year. You may have had sickness, you may have had different things going on in your family. But when we look around at the bigger picture and take into account what's been going on in other parts of the world and even close to home, most of us have enough food, we have heat, we have our families, so we have a lot to be grateful for. So I'm going to get you to start either with your knees bent or your legs extended, and maybe just rest your hands on your heart. And we're going to start with just a little bit of breathing. So exhale through the nose, and then inhaling deeply, feel the breath rising up into the chest. And slowly exhale. And with each inhale, begin to feel a sense of warmth and gratitude. And as you exhale, let go of any negative thoughts. So in your own time, continue to inhale and exhale deeply into the chest. So one more deep breath in, and then fully exhale. And you can slowly begin to open your eyes. So we'll have a stretch now. Take your arms overhead, straighten out the legs if the knees are bent, take the feet the width of your mat, take the arms wide and draw the navel in. So have a nice stretch of the body. And then bring your arms back down, bend your knees, draw your knees into your chest and begin to rock from side to side. Now you can place your feet back on the mat. Hug your right knee into you. Hug it right in now and over a little bit to the side even towards your arm. And then stretch your right leg up, point and flex a few times. So because the weather is cold, we want to warm up the joints this morning. And then start to make ankle circles. Changing the direction. Bring your hands down onto the mat, keep your right leg up in the air, and we'll start to circle from the hips. So starting small and making the circles bigger. And then reverse the direction. Bringing the right leg back to center. Now bend the knee and place your right foot above your left leg. Flex the foot for a figure 4. Now we're just going to keep the arms down on the ground. Keep it soft. Just let that right hip gently open. And maybe you might like to rock the hips gently from side to side. Hug the right knee in once again and place your right foot back on the mat. So left leg, hug the left knee in, hug it right into you, and then draw it slightly out to the side. Take the left leg up and begin to point and flex the left foot. Ankle circles. Change direction. Bring the hands down and start to make circles from the hip. So drawing circles on the ceiling with your big toe. Gradually making those bigger. feel yourself moving from the hip. Change the direction. Come back to center, bend the left knee, left foot on top of the right leg, just above the knee, flexing the foot. Just let it sit there and let that left hip open out. As you maybe rock the hips gently side to side. Place your left foot back on the mat. Take the arms out wide, lift the feet, and we'll drop the knees to the right. Almost all the way. If you can hover above the floor, do. Inhale back to center, knees again to the left, hovering above the floor if you can. And one more time to center and to the right. Use your core here now as you inhale back to center and exhale to the left. Back into center, hug the knees into you. Roll over onto your side, and we'll come to a seated position. Coming to sit in a cross-legged position if you can. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Just let the weight of the head come down. Come back up to center and to the left. So in the morning, it's important to gently stretch the neck out. Back to center, we're going to drop to the right again, and this time, maybe take your right hand over towards your ear, but don't force it, just gently encouraging the stretch a little more. And back to center, we'll do the other side, same thing. And back up to center. Looking now to your right, just bringing the head towards the right shoulder. And back to center and to left. And center. Okay. Bring the hands out in front and make fists, and we'll make a few wrist circles. Again, those joints are all probably feeling quite cold this morning. And reverse it. Okay, right hand, stretch the palm, take the left hand over it, and just draw the hand back toward you, stretching the inner wrist. And then we'll stretch it in the opposite direction, fingers pointing down. Left hand, same thing, stretch it back. This will help you with your downward dogs later on. And stretch it down. Try to have the arms straight. And release down. Inhale both arms up. Begin to wake up the body, draw the navel in. Exhale the arms back down. Lovely. And we'll take it into a twist, right hand behind, left hand across. And to the other side. Really, we kind of want to loosen up the spine here. Bring your hands onto your shins. Inhale, lift your chest, look up. Exhale, round the back. And inhale, lift. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, round. And just come back to sitting with a straight spine. Hands on the knees now, making circles. And we'll reverse it. Lovely. Come back to center, swing your legs back, and we're going to come over into child pose. So big toes touching, sitting back. Now you can curl the toes under if you like to get the hips closer to the heels, and either bring your hands in front or bring your hands underneath your forehead. Again, just releasing into your child pose, letting the spine stretch. Now, come forward onto all fours and stack the knees under the hips and the hands under the shoulders. Lovely. Turn your hands out and just start to move your upper body from side to side. Again, this gets into the wrists and into the hands a little bit. Come back to center, turn the hands forward once again. Sweep your right hand up. Thread it underneath and come down towards the right ear. And we're going to keep moving here to warm up. So right arm up. Thread it underneath. And one more time, stretch it up. Thread it underneath. And this time we'll stay here for a few breaths. Just opening through the shoulders. And push back up onto all fours. Other side, left arm up, thread it underneath. And sweep it up. And thread it underneath. And again, sweep it up. Thread it underneath and stay on the left side, hopefully down towards the left ear, pressing into your right hand to balance yourself. And now we'll push up onto all fours one more time. This time we're going to move the hips from side to side. And make a few circles, going right around now with the body. And we'll reverse it. And come back to center. Lovely. Okay. Take your right leg back and turn the toes under, really stretching now through that right heel. Lift the right leg to hip level. Either stay here or take your left hand in front. So you need to press into your right hand and you need to draw your navel in here using the core for the balance. And slowly down. Left leg back, turn the toes under, stretch through the left heel. So really feel that stretch up the back of your left leg. Lift the left leg just to hip level, either staying here or bring the right hand forward. Stretching forward and back. And slowly down. Okay, it's going to get a little bit more challenging as we move into plank. Right foot back. Left foot back. Come into your plank. Now press into your hands. Draw your navel in. Okay, take the right leg out to the side and tap it. This is a distraction really. And back. And out to the side with the left. And back. And to the right. And back. Movement always distracts us, doesn't it? Left. And back. Now hold your plank if you can. Press through the heels. If it's getting too much for you, come down onto the forearms. Try coming onto the forearms if your wrists are feeling it too strongly. One more breath. Drop onto the knees. You can take a child pose one more time. Either arms in front or hands underneath your forehead. And then come forward again onto all fours. We curl the toes under and we lift up into downward facing dog. So you can bring your feet slightly forward and take them a little wider. Soften through the elbows and let the head and the neck go. And then maybe bend and straighten the knees or come up and down off the toes. Again, we're still warming up the body here and it is very cold this morning, so we need to really have the joints warm. Take your right leg back, bring the knee in, bring it forward into a lunge and drop onto your left knee. So we're just going to come down into the lunge, pressing into your right foot, maybe bring your hands just above your right knee and let yourself sink a little deeper into the lunge. Drop the hands down, curl the back foot under. We'll step back into downward facing dog. Up and down a few more times on the toes. Left leg back. Knee in. Left foot forward, drop to right knee. Now, if you find it helps, you can keep the back foot curled under. Some people might like to do that. If not, flatten the back foot. Press into your left foot and bring your hands just above your knee. Drop the hands. And this time, as you curl your right foot under, you can step your right foot up to your left. Walk the feet apart, bend your knees, and either take your elbows or let your hands dangle onto the mat. And you're just going to keep the knees bent, let the body drop onto the thighs, release the head and neck. You can do a little sway from side to side if you like. And then press into your feet, keep your knees bent, bring your hands to your hips, and we'll come slowly to standing. Feet nice and wide apart now. You can go even the width of your mat. Glad to see some of you taking off some layers. That means you're getting warm. Inhale the arms up. Interlace the fingers and stretch up. Draw your navel in. And we're going to stretch to the side. So if you want to soften the knees for your lower back, you can do that as you stretch to the right. Back up. Stretch up again, draw the navel in, and then over to your left. And one more time, stretch up. To the right. And stretch up. So remember, keep the knees soft and it'll take the pressure off your lower back. Slowly come up. Release those hands down. Just make a few little circles now. And reverse it. Lovely. So we're ready to start a few sun salutations. If you come to the top of your mat, spread your toes, press down into the feet, lift up on the kneecaps and thigh muscles, draw the navel back, roll the shoulders back and down and extend into your fingertips. Bring the hands to the heart center, close your eyes, and begin your Ujjayi breath. So moving through our sun salutation should really get our bodies warmed up this morning. But take it at your own pace. Open your eyes, hands down by your side. Inhale, take the palms out, reach up. Exhale to fold over bent knees. Inhale, look out, flat back. Hands flat, step to plank. Dropping to the knees, to the chest, to the chin. Come all the way down to the floor and bring the hands in front to come up into low cobra. So as you come into cobra, spread the fingers, press into the feet to lift the kneecaps so the legs are active. Lower down, hands under your shoulders, push up onto all fours. Curl your toes under. We'll come into downward facing dog. So setting your feet about hip distance apart, turning your big toes slightly in, and then let the head and neck release. So look back between your feet. Back of your neck should feel free. Exhale fully. Inhale, look forward. Step your right and your left foot up. Flat back, look out. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And exhaling back into Tadasana. Inhale, take the palms out, reach up. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, look out, flat back. Hands flat, we'll step to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga this time. Inhaling cobra or upward facing dog. Roll over your toes into a downward dog. So this time have a quick look at your hands. Really spread the fingers, pressing into the base of the thumb and the base of the index finger. Just a little more. And then release the head and neck again. If your hamstrings feel tight, you can have a little bend on the knees, or you can keep bending and straightening the knees to work out those hamstrings. Exhale fully. As you inhale, look forward. Step or hop your feet to your hands. Flat back, look out, and exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhaling back into Tadasana. So back to the front of the mats if you find you've moved back a little bit as we move into our Surya Namaskara. Bend the knees and sweep the fingers against the mat, Utkatasana. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, look out, flat back. Hands flat, stepping back to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra, upward dog. Roll over the toes into downward dog. Right leg back. Knee in. Right foot forward will drop to the left knee. Same as we did earlier, we're going to press into the right foot and bring the hands on top of the right knee, sinking low. Release your hands down. Now curl your left foot under, lift the left knee. And then bring the left hand in closer to your right foot as you twist to your right, maybe taking the right hand up. Now keep pressing through the left foot for stability. Bring the right hand down, stepping back to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra, upward dog. Roll over the toes into downward dog. Left leg back. Knee in. Left foot forward, drop to your right knee. So take your time. Let yourself sink into that lunge. Hands above the left knee. Dropping that left hip as much as you can. Release the hands down. Curl the right foot under, lift the knee. Move the right hand in towards the left foot. Left hand to your hip as you twist. And then maybe bring the arm up. Now again, pay attention to the right leg. The right leg needs to be strong here. Left hand down, step to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra, upward dog. And roll over the toes. Downward facing dog. Or feel free to take child pose and just breathe here now. So come back to your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Exhale fully. As you inhale, look forward. Step or hop the feet to the hands. Flat back, look out. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Sweep your fingers against the mat, Utkatasana. And exhaling back into Tadasana. So we'll go for one more B, get you really warmed up. Bend the knees, sweep the fingers against the mat, Utkatasana. Exhale to fold. Inhale, look out, flat back. Hands flat, stepping to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra, upward dog. Rolling over the toes to downward dog. Right leg back, knee in. Right foot forward, swivel your left heel in and we'll come up. So take your time, bend into the right thigh. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Exhale, the hands behind and interlace your fingers. Inhale, lift your chest. And as you exhale, we'll come forward into humble warrior. So in this, the hands can sit on the lower back or you can lift them up as you drop your forehead towards your shin. Drop your hands to the mat and step to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra, upward dog. Roll over the toes into downward dog. Left leg back. Knee in. Left foot forward, swivel the right heel in, flatten that right foot and come up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands behind, interlace the fingers. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, folding forward, humble warrior. So again, arms up and over, or hands can sit on the lower back. Drop your forehead. So the back of your neck is long. Drop the hands to the mat, stepping back to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra, upward dog. And roll over the toes into downward dog. Or drop into your child pose now and take 5 nice slow breaths here. Exhale fully. Inhale, look forward, step or hop the feet to the hands. Flat back, look out. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees. Sweep the fingers against the mat, Utkatasana. And exhaling back into Tadasana. So close your eyes for a moment. Take a breath, have a drink of water. Just let the breath settle. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Bring your hands onto your hips and step your feet apart. Inhale, lift your chest, and exhale. You can bend the knees as we fall forward, reaching down for the calves, for the ankles, or maybe the big toes. Inhale to lift and exhale. Bend your elbows and fall forward. So you can have the knees as deeply bent as you need to, maybe the chest just sitting on the thighs. Or if you want to straighten those legs a bit, as long as your lower back is happy with it, that's okay. Drop the forehead. And now we're literally going to bend each knee at a time. So bending from side to side. Exhale fully. Bring your hands to your hips, press into your feet, and inhale as you bring yourself slowly up to a standing position. Step the feet together and step back to the front of your mat. Bring the hands to the heart center again for a moment. Now we're going to bring the hands onto the hips, step back with the left foot and have the right foot forward, but not too long a stance. Lovely. Reach out. So as you take the hands back, you can take the wrists, you can take the elbows, or you can take reverse prayer. If none of those work for you, hands on hips with the elbows lifted back is perfectly okay. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, we're going to fold forward. If you need to bend that front knee, go ahead and bend it. Dropping the forehead towards the shin once again, lifting the elbows. So even if you have the hands on the hips, keep the elbows lifted like so. And now drop your hands to the mat. If you have difficulty with that, just take your hands onto your shins and again continue to fold forward. If you want to straighten that right knee a little, try drawing the right hip back and the left hip slightly forward. But if that's too much, just keep the bend on the front knee. Begin to lift your head, press into your right foot, bring the hands to the hips, and we'll slowly come up and step the feet together. So left side, left foot forward, right foot back. And actually, I forgot to say on the other side, if you take the left foot out a little bit, it'll give you a little bit more space for the hips. Reach out, reach back, and take wrists, elbows, or reverse namaste, or hands onto hips. Inhale to lift. Exhale, folding forward, softening the front knee if you need to. Dropping your forehead, elbows lifted. Parsvottanasana. Dropping the hands to the mat. Continue to fold if you want to draw the left hip back and right hip forward a little more. Maybe straightening the left leg a little, or maybe just keeping a deep bend, whatever feels good today. Lift your head, bend your knee and press into your left foot. Bring your hands to your hips and slowly come up and step the feet together. Okay, I think we'll move on to a bit of balancing so we get that done. We're going to keep it quite simple this morning, but if you want to move to a pillar or move to a wall for support, that's okay. Maybe even just come off your mat if you have a thick mat. So we're going to step into the left foot and bend the right knee. So to start with, just lift your right foot and see about taking the hands out. If you want to stand beside something, as I say, so you can be touching it. So even this, even just maybe a low balance. Now, see if you can hug that right knee. Taking the hands out again, see if we can straighten out the right leg. Bend the right knee. Bring the right leg down, well done. Stretch the legs and move on to the other side. So we're moving to stand on the right foot. Just bend your left leg, take the hands out. So even if you can do this, you're balancing, you're taking all that weight into the standing leg. Now see about hugging the knee up. Take the hands out, point the foot for 3, for 2, for 1. Bend the knee and release down. Okay, let's have a go at a tree pose. Again, it can be really low. You can just have one foot on top of the other or the foot to the ankle once you're taking the weight into one foot. So once again, I'd like you to stand on your left foot and bend your right knee. So start just like so, hands on the hips. And then once again, we're going to hug that knee up, but just with the right hand, placing the foot wherever. So it can be foot on top of foot, it can be ankle, calf, or for some of you, you might be able to take it up into the thigh. Take the hands out. So this morning, we're just going to stay here, or hands at heart center. And then in your own time, very gently release. Stretch the legs one more time. Just one more side to do, and we're done with the balancing. So weight into the right foot, bend the left knee. Hug the left knee up and take the right hand out. So get the balance here. And then bring that foot to wherever is appropriate for you this morning. Hands out. Use your core here now. It's always good to draw the core in, and it can really help with the balance. And then anytime you like, very slowly release. Well done. Have a nice stretch. You'll be feeling that in the legs. And come back to stand at the top of your mats. Hands to heart center once again. So I'm just going to move over here, and you can turn sideways to face the windows. That's okay. So everybody can see. I'll go over a little bit here so everybody can see. Okay, take the feet wide. Hands on the hips. Turn the right foot out and left foot in. Bend your right knee. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, drop to shoulder level. So we're going to have a moving warrior two this morning because we want to keep moving. Straighten the leg, bring the arms up. and bend into it again. And again, straighten, reach up, and sink into it. This time we'll hold it for 3 breaths. Bring your hands onto your hips, straighten your right knee, and turn the feet forward. So left foot out, right foot in, bend the left knee, inhale, arms up, and exhale, drop the shoulders. And then as you inhale, straighten the leg, arms up, exhale to bend. Inhale up, exhale, bend, and hold for 3 breaths. Bring your hands to your hips and straighten your left knee, turn the feet forward. So we'll go to the right again for Trikonasana, right foot out, left foot in. Inhale, arms up. Extend over your right leg now, right hand down, left hand up. So don't be afraid to bend that right knee if you need to. Now if you want to take it a little further this morning, take your left hand over your head. Or just keep it straight up. So see how it feels. Take your left hand back onto your hip, press into your right foot as you come up, and turn the feet forward. So left foot out and right foot in. Inhale, arms up. Extending to the left. Now again, bending that left knee if you need to. Right hand up, or possibly taking the right hand over your head. But make whatever adjustment you need. If this isn't comfortable, you can always just bring the right hand back onto the hip. That's okay too. So right hand to hip, press into the left foot, slowly come up and turn your feet forward. Okay, we'll just go for a wide-legged forward bend. So take the feet as wide as you can and turn the big toe slightly in. Inhale, lift your chest, and exhale. Come halfway down with the hands on the hips. Now you can slide the hands down onto the legs to wherever they'll come. So it could be knees, could be calves, ankles. Some of you might be grabbing the big toes. Inhale, look forward, and then exhale. Bend your elbows, soften your knees if you need to, and fall forward. So wherever you are in this, lengthen the neck by tucking the chin in, bend the knees as deeply as you need to, and just enjoy the forward fold. It's like a mini inversion. Exhale fully. Lift your head, release your hands into the center, and then bend the knees, bring the hands to the hips, and in your own time, slowly coming up. Heel and toe the feet together, and we'll come back to the front of the mats once again. Everybody okay? Have you actually warmed up a bit? Okay, come to the top of your mats, hands on the hips, and we're going to step the feet slightly apart, so about hip distance. Bend the knees, hands to heart center, drop the hips now and weight into the heels. And we're going to take it to the right now, so left elbow coming to the outside of the right leg. Press the palms together, lift your chest. I'm not going to throw in any balancing this morning. Last week so we'll just stay with our twist. Sink the hips as low as you can, weight into the heels. And come back to center, straighten up for a moment. Stretch the arms up. Hands back to heart center, bending into your squat again. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee, press the palms. sinking those hips. Come back to center, drop your hands to your mat and step yourself back into a downward facing dog. Lifting up and down off the toes. And then drop to your knees and take a well-earned child pose. So you can bring the hands underneath your forehead, you can bring the arms alongside your body, or you can just keep the hands in front with the forearms resting on the mat. And now sliding all the way forward onto your tummies. Bring your hands in front, forearms on the mat, and we're going to come into low cobra. Again, activate the legs. So press the feet into the mat so the kneecaps lift, so the legs are engaged and they're doing the work for you. You can stay here, or you can bring your hands under your shoulders, tucking those elbows right in beside your rib cage to come up into a full cobra. Now that is much harder across here on the back, so if you begin to feel any discomfort, you come back to your original low cobra. At this stage, you know which one is better for you anyway. But keep those legs working. It does make a difference. And then we'll slowly lower down. Make a pillow with your hands and let your head rest to one side. And then let the feet just flop. Bring your head back to center, place your hands under your shoulders, push back up, and we're going to come up to kneeling. So we're going to try a little bit of camel. So we're going to start with the knees hip distance apart. You're going to curl your toes under. Place your hands just so on your lower back, so the fingers are facing downwards. And then lift your chest. So you might be just coming to here, just getting that nice upper back bend. Push the hips slightly forward. And you can keep your chin down. It's okay. I mean, looking up is good, but if you have any strain in your neck, keep the chin in towards the chest. If you want to come a little further into it, try dropping one hand to the heel. See how that goes. Try the other one. Keep the hips pushed forward. Now, if that's too much again in your back, come back to here, with the hands supporting the lower back. And to come out of it, if you have come back, hands on the hips again, very slowly round the back forward, flatten the feet and come back into your child pose. Child pose is the best counter pose to that back bend. And then we'll sit back onto the heels, roll over to one side, and stretch the 2 feet out in front for Dandasana. Roll the shoulders back and down and place either the fingertips or the palms just beside or behind your hips. Gently pressing into the mat to lift up, drawing the navel back towards the spine, and the chin slightly back towards your throat. Close your eyes just for a moment now and breathe in Dandasana or staff pose. As you open your eyes, bend your knees, inhale the arms up, and come into a nice soft forward bend. So keep the knees bent, bring the chest to the thighs, and hold on to the feet or the ankles. Inhale to lift. Exhale, bend your elbows, feel your shoulders soften, and just come into your forward bend. For anybody who has the flexibility in the hamstrings, it's okay to begin to straighten the legs here. Again, always listening to your back. And inhale, slowly, slowly coming back up. Lovely. Bend the right knee, take the right foot to the inside of the left leg for Janushirasana. Turn towards your left leg and inhale, reach up. Exhale, we'll come forward. So just take your hands to the mat or the floor and creep them slowly forward, looking to the toes. So we'll keep it soft here this morning. If you can reach your foot and you want to gently hold on to the foot, that's okay. Again, we'll inhale to lift. We'll exhale, bend the elbows, feel the shoulders and the upper body soften. Inhale to come all the way back up. Okay. So we're going to take it to the right now, taking your right hand behind you and your left hand across, moving into a twist. Breathe into the twist, breathe into the waist. Inhale, come back to the front. Now, stay as you are, but just bend your left leg. See if you can take your hands around the foot, or if not, just take hold of the ankle or the leg and just lift that leg. Now, it might be here, bent, or you might be able to go a little bit straighter. Again, just breathe here. And then bending that left leg, slowly bring the leg down. Straighten out the two legs and give them a little stretch out. So moving to the other side now, you're going to bend the left leg, left foot to the inside of the right leg. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, just bring the hands down, start either side of the knee and creep them forward. Maybe if you're reaching the foot, you can gently hold on to the foot. Inhale to lift, exhale to bend the elbows and look to the toes. Inhale to come back up, and we're going to move to the left. Now left hand behind, right hand across, twisting to your left and breathing. Inhale to come forward, and now bending that right knee, link the fingers somewhere around the foot or the ankle and see where you can come to. So it could be just here, that's fine. Nice stretch for the leg. Bending your right knee, release that right leg down, stretch the two legs out and move them. So bend your knees again. So our last Navasana before we come down onto the floor for our last few poses and relaxation. Bend the knees, hands underneath. So it's okay to stay here supporting your legs, or if you can let go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and support the legs, pull them in. And then in your own time, bring yourself down onto your mat. Hug your knees in and make a few little circles. So have the knees about hip distance apart. Don't have them together. It just is better for the back. Just going in both directions now. Massage your lower back. Now place the feet back on the mat. You can keep your knees bent. We'll hug the right knee in, stretch the right leg up, and just hold on to wherever you can, drawing that leg slightly towards you, just to stretch out the back of the leg. So you could be holding the ankle, calf, knee, or the big toe. Bend the right knee, place the right foot back on the mat. Hug the left knee in. Stretch it up. Hold on and just draw the foot towards you until you feel that stretch up your calf and your hamstring. Now bring the left leg straight up into the air and bring the right leg up as well. Bring the feet together. Maybe even place your hands on your belly and start to make circles, keeping the feet together, just moving around on the lower back. And change the direction. Come back to center. Hug the knees into you. Now take your hands, if you can, behind your head and interlace your fingers with your elbows out to the side. Drop your knees over to the right. Now, if you find it doesn't work for you having the hands behind the head, just release the hands out at shoulder level. Don't force something that doesn't feel right in your body. And then just breathe into your twist. Inhale back to center. Drop the knees to the left. So once again, we're keeping the hands behind the head if you can. If not, release them out to shoulder level. Roll back onto your back, feet onto the floor, soles of the feet together, knees dropping out to either side for Supta Baddha Konasana. Just letting the hips release and gently rocking the hips from side to side. Gently draw the knees together, release your hands down, hug your knees in, roll to your side, and come back to seated. So it's time for your Shavasana. I hope you have plenty of warm layers to put on, so definitely put your socks on if you have a blanket or an extra layer. Even if you need to, you can put a coat over you, but be nice and warm. So lie down onto your mats, getting ready for Shavasana. As I say, make sure that you have plenty of layers on, that you're going to be warm. So you just want to settle your body now into the mat. Paying attention to the areas of the body where we tend to hold the tension. So relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, soften your rib cage and your belly, and release your hips. Just letting the floor, the mat, absorb the weight of your body now as you let go completely. You might like to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly as we move into some breathing. So again, we're just going to breathe evenly in and out. You can keep the hands beside you if that's more comfortable. Exhaling through your nose. Start the inhale now and draw deep into the belly, feeling it rise up through the rib cage and lift your heart and your chest. Pause at the top of the inhale and then slowly release the body right down to the base of the breath. So in your own time, just take a few more deep breaths like this. The deep breathing really soothes us and calms us, especially at this time of the year when life is busy. and you have a lot of things on your mind. So take these few moments just to focus on your breath. So just to remind you with each exhale now to let go any tension that you might be feeling. And as you inhale, inhaling a sense of well-being. On your next inhale, bring your attention to your heart and focusing on feelings of love, compassion, empathy, and forgiveness. Exhaling again, letting go of any negativity. And now bringing to mind something or someone in your life that you're grateful for. Perhaps you feel grateful for being alive and healthy. Maybe you're grateful for the abundance of nature that produces the food to nourish us, and the beauty of nature that also nourishes our souls. Think about people who truly nourish and support you in your life. Feeling gratitude for your life and the gifts that you've been blessed with. Now feel how this gratitude feels in the heart area. With each inhale, let that feeling expand to fill your body. As you return your attention to the breath, let your body remember the sensations of gratitude. So you can gradually let the breath slow down so that you're not aware of it anymore. It's just coming and going easily. Let your body relax deeper into the mat. Feel the face heavy, relaxed, the weight of your head on your mat. Your arms heavy and relaxed. Softening through the rib cage and the belly. Both legs heavy and relaxed. Your whole body, head to toe, feeling relaxed and at peace. And once again, just aware of the gratitude that you feel for all the good things and the people in your life. we'll begin to let the awareness come back to our bodies. Just aware of the sensations that you can feel, of the air moving over your body, and of the sounds now that you can begin to tune into. Keeping your eyes closed, just begin to move your fingers and toes and your wrists and ankles. Inhale and stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, bring the arms back down. Bend your knees and draw your knees towards your chest. Rolling yourself onto whichever side feels natural. And then just taking 3 deep breaths. Slowly open your eyes and adjust to the light. And in your own time, bring yourself to a seated position. Place one hand on your heart and the other hand on top. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming this morning. I know between the weather and the busy time of the year, I appreciate that you took the time to come this morning and to support the Homeless Drive, the charity. So all that money will go to really good use, especially in the cold weather at the moment. You know, we'll buy some extra hats and scarves and gloves and stuff for them, and, you know, sleeping bags and all the stuff that they need. So you'll all have helped in supporting that. So once again, thank you so much. Thank you for coming all year, and I'll be in touch with you all in January. So I know some of you come on Wednesday, but if I don't see you, have a lovely Christmas with your families. And I'll be in touch probably the second week in January. We'll be back. Thank you.